YouTube, it's your boy Spectro here, and today I want to talk about the fact that there are a lot of fighting games coming out this year. Have you guys peeped, or is it just me? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person who noticed this, but like, I started off noticing and paying attention a lot to Street Fighter 6, and that looks like a lot of fun. I'm not really a happy fighter game type person, honestly. I just played fighter games way back in the past, but as I got older, I fell off from fighting games a lot. So fighting games is always, they've been around, they've always been a very popular genre in the gaming industry. So with so many pro gamers and so many pro fighting gamers, there'd be intense matches. Alright, I've seen some videos where people in like old Street Fighter games and some old Tekken games, and people just went up against each other's pro matches. It'd be really intense, honestly, and I had to respect that. I can imagine the amount of time you have to put into these fighting games to just reach that level, so that has all my respect for that, because I'm an ass at fighting games. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm absolutely ass at them. I can't name one fighting game. I say that bad. I was somewhat good at Mortal Kombat versus DC, but then again, I was like, it's Mortal Kombat versus DC, so whatever, right? Let's get back to the topic at hand, though. Yeah, all these fighting games, and I only recently just discovered that Tekken 8 is a thing. I didn't know that Tekken 8 was a thing. That kind of slipped past me as well, because I'm like, okay, Tekken 8. So when does that drop? They don't have a release date right now. They said for late 2023 or early 2024, so it may not come out this year, because apparently what that was said, it was basically before Mortal Kombat got announced. So that Mortal Kombat is set to release in September. That's pretty much late 2023. You got Street Fighter 6 that's coming out like June the 1st, June the 2nd is one of those 2 days, and that's literally like what, a week from now? Well, it ain't even a week, like a couple days from now, honestly. But it's crazy though. This really is the year for fighting games. People, like, if you're a fighting game, you're a lover of fighting games, this is your year. Alright, you guys gonna be definitely competing for MVP, because this is be crazy. I'm actually intrigued to get Street Fighter 6. Like, that's just how many fighting games have been getting my attention, and I know there's more fighting games as well has been announced that for this year. So I don't know if like NetherRealm, Capcom, and Bandai got together. It was like, we're gonna make this year the fighting game year for fighting games, because honestly, this is their year. I don't care what anybody say. Fighting games this year, this is their year. Like, you guys can't convince me otherwise that fighting games are not gonna be the real main attraction in the gaming, like just the gaming scene right now. Because for me to be attracted to a fighting game, that's saying a lot, honestly. Most of the time, I ignored Street Fighter 5. I didn't hate it or anything. It just really didn't appeal to me, because like I said, I don't really play heavy fighting games like that. But I'll play against friends and things like that. But like going against a pro, like, nah, man. I did that one time playing online, and that got demolished. That really crushed my spirit that day, and I just never felt the need to play fighting games ever again. And then also, maybe just like everybody else, when it comes to fighting games, and like early on, the early 2000s, like I'll say late 2000s, like 2010, 2008, back then, fighting games, you had to learn a lot of different combos and things like that just to, play these games and be good at them. And back then, fighting games used to have a lot of different combos, and you have to remember how the combos went. Like, if it's like a Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game or Budokai or Tenkaichi game, I can play those, and I can pretty much be pretty solid at game. I ain't gonna say that. So I sound pretty bad at fighting games. That's actually incorrect. I'm actually pretty decent at fighting games. I'm sorry, guys. I actually didn't think about those games I played, like Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I played a lot of that, a lot. So to say I'm actually trash, it would be actually incorrect. I'm just trash at Tekken and Street Fighter. I don't understand it. You would think though, if I can be pretty good at Budokai, well, they are pretty different when it comes down to like just combos and just how the fighting scene works. So maybe it's just a degree of like levels of how good you can be in fighting games. But for me, when it came down to Street Fighter and then also Tekken, and I compare that to something like Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, or just like any Raging Blast, or just Dragon Ball Z fighting games in general, those I feel like are just more simpler, easier to learn, in my personal opinion. I don't know how it is for you guys. I think it's a different experience for everybody when it really comes down to fighting games, because some people I feel like really just adapt to fighting games a lot faster and quicker than others, and then you got some people who just really can't get the grasp on fighting games, because you see all those combos that you open the little combo list up, and you're like, bro, like this is a lot of shit to remember. Like, I understand, I know what that feels like. I played Tekken, I played Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat is different for me. I literally enjoy the fatalities, and I literally took time to learn how to do those combos and learn those different moves for most characters, honestly. But that's because I was committed to it. Now, when it came down to Street Fighter and games like Tekken, I just won't committed to it, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't hate the games. I like Street Fighter. I actually like Ryu a lot, and I actually like some of the characters in Tekken, so they're really dope. But I just never got into I never got into the scene. But it's just not for everybody. I feel like, for at least the fighting game scene, because most people see fighting games, and you see some people might get glimpses of like the pros playing, and they may think like, there's no way I could ever get into playing fighting games. My best advice, if you really do want to play Street Fighter 6 or just Tekken 8, now you ain't gotta listen to me. I'm no pro by any means. You heard what I said earlier. I'm no pro by any means. I'm just saying this as a casual player of fighting games. I feel like if you just enjoy the game and don't try to like, be super pro at it or super good at it and just enjoy it with your friends, then you probably have a good time playing it. But I can't speak for it if you try to go into the online scene and you get demolished. That right there, that's on you, alright? And that's on me as well, because I've gotten overconfident because I was good against friends before, and they literally crushed me and made me not want to play fighting games anymore. But that's besides the point, though. For the most part, I'm glad that so many fighting games are coming out, though, and I'm glad everybody has a chance to really get back into fighting games once more. Hopefully we have a year one day to where racing games do something like this, and just a year of racing games and racing games just take over. But genuinely though, I might have to get on this Street Fighter 6 though. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think down in the comment section below about Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat. Well, I was gonna say 12, but we just call it Mortal Kombat reboot. Mortal Kombat 1, whatever. And then Street Fighter 6, alright, so like, which one are you guys gonna get? Or is there a different fighting game coming out this year that I'm not aware of that you guys plan on getting instead? Like, if you like the video, dislike the video. Like I said before, so with that in the conversation below. I'm Spectro, and hope you guys enjoyed this video, and tell me, what game got your attention this year? See ya.